A peaceful and tranquil community once existed amidst the tall, sharply tipped hills. Oliver, a young farmer, resided in the village. Oliver had an endless supply of problems and suffering, despite his great kindness. Oliver's life was filled with turmoil and despair, and the source of these emotions was none other than his own thoughts. Oliver had mental instability and excruciating anxiety. He was frequently overtaken by depressing ideas and feelings, and it felt as though there was no way out of the chaos inside of him. Oliver persisted in his battle with his inner demons, in spite of consulting with several therapists and medical professionals. He eventually made the decision to take matters into his own hands and started researching various methods and approaches that would enable him to quiet his racing thoughts. Oliver attempted everything he could to quiet his racing thoughts, but he was completely unsuccessful. Oliver's thoughts used to be troubled and worried mostly by things that had never happened. It used to worry him day and night, since so many pointless things and ideas were always going through his head. For example, he used to worry about the same thing day and night if someone had spoken badly to him. "Why did that man say this to me?" would cross his mind all the time. "How dare he tell me that?" I had no idea how many nasty thought storms were raging in his head. This caused him a great deal of distress. At this point in his life, Oliver's concerns were taking up all of his attention. "I only see negativity, disappointment, envy, and unhappiness everywhere I look. I have so many pointless, useless thoughts running through my head that I'm not ready to let them go. Little things are starting to annoy me now. My restless thinking makes me furious easily at even the little things, Master. And as a result, I don't get along with anyone, not even my family members." While Oliver was working in his fields one day, he heard loud laughter coming from some surrounding farms. Oliver was wondering why everyone was laughing so much. How on earth are these folks content? Do they have trouble-free lives devoid of sorrow, pain, or problems? What is the key to their contentment in life? Oliver was a little jealous of those contented folks. Oliver went to a knowledgeable, respectable, and experienced guy who used to live in a neighboring hamlet because he was upset and restless by the storm of negative ideas that were running amok inside his disturbed head. Oliver noticed the wise man in a profound state of concentration when he went to ask for his advice and assistance. Oliver initially bowed before him in a respectful manner, took a seat, and started to wait for the master to open his eyes. A worried child sat before the master's holy eyes as he opened them. Oliver was questioned. "What problem do you have, my son?" by the master. Oliver answered the master in this way: "Master, my restless and unsettled mind prevents me from living happily." After hearing everything, the teacher stated with a kind grin, "Oliver, your restless and disturbed mind is the source of all the troubles, sufferings, and gloominess. It is causing a lot of issues in your life, making it difficult for you to focus on your most crucial responsibilities." The master continued, "Oliver, my child, it is fortunate for you that you have identified the primary cause of your problems early in life. Thousands of people suffer and struggle in this world without realizing what their underlying issues are. I will now share with you the top 3 methods for relieving mental tension and promoting relaxation. All you have to do is listen to me as I impart these 3 priceless teachings." "Oliver, my dear, the first of the 3 finest approaches is to get rid of all the unimportant and distressing ideas. They are suckling away all of your good energy, which you might be using to change from being an average person to an outstanding one. Oliver, my child, let go of any negative ideas and those that agitate you, cause you to worry, and sour your friendly connections with other people if you truly want to live a stress-free life. All that these hurtful and destructive ideas will accomplish is ruin your mental tranquility, and as the entire universe knows, mental tranquility is the most valuable and priceless possession for every person. Thus, Let go of the needless, indispensable load that drags you down and produces an unpleasant atmosphere. One more thing, Oliver, my child. You are the finest version of yourself, just the way you are, so never compare yourself to anybody else. We likewise suffer great harm when we judge ourselves against others. Subsequently, the instructor started teaching the distressed Oliver the second priceless lesson. Oliver heard him tell him, "Oliver, my child, always keep your mind under your control. Oliver, always remember that a person who lacks mental control turns into his own worst enemy," he said. "Oliver, you must learn to utilize your intellect wisely and appropriately, since it is the most deadly weapon in the universe. It may become your greatest ally and best friend if you give it control. If it takes control of you, it will be your worst adversary. After that, the pain is so severe and profound that it drives you to the brink of hopelessness, at which point you will no longer require the aid of any other adversary in the entire universe. Our minds are like to an uncontrollably wandering horse that never has a clear goal in mind. Should you fail to exert control over it, it would undoubtedly subjugate you, forcing you to follow its lead." The instructor went on, "Third lesson. Oliver, you have to meditate if you want to manage your thoughts like a horse. Oliver, the greatest way to tame our wild thoughts is via meditation. People who have been burdened by life's problems from ancient times have embraced meditation as a way to find respite from their concerns. In addition to lowering the quantity of pointless ideas that cross our minds, meditation also brings mental tranquility. Many good things happen to us while we meditate. It causes a significant shift in the way we perceive the world." Oliver, the purpose of meditation is to stop allowing your unneeded and useless thoughts to govern you, not to control them. The thing with meditation is that it makes you, Oliver, my son, more and more like yourself. Reaching out to that amazing truth within ourselves via meditation is like giving ourselves a hug. We get an unexplainable sensation of connection and love with God when we meditate. The main goal of meditation is to cultivate the ability to respond gracefully and skillfully to life's challenges, not only to pass the time. The wonder, the whole mystery of existence, is found in transcending the mind and being a witness in your seeing. This is the whole significance of meditation. You will be able to bring your unruly mind under your control with the help of meditation, the Master said, continuing to outline the advantages of meditation for Oliver. Everything in your life will effortlessly fall into your control when your mind is in charge.